Hello. Have you ever been cracking your fingers, and suddenly the person next to you screams as if their house is on fire, telling you to stop immediately? Do you know how dangerous it is? If you search on Google, there are many articles that say that cracking your fingers is very dangerous, but what is the truth scientifically? Let's find out right now. It must be said that the act of cracking your fingers creates a very satisfying cracking sound. Especially when watching a movie, you see the main character getting angry and cracking their fingers, then the other person is just determined to be buried. And scientists have also proven that cracking your fingers helps the brain produce more endorphins, which is a hormone that reduces pain, stimulates pleasure, and increases happiness. Therefore, every time you crack your fingers, toes, or shake your spine, besides creating a satisfying cracking sound, your body also feels very refreshed and energized. Clearly, there are benefits, but what about the harms? Is cracking your fingers dangerous or not? Actually, many videos on YouTube and articles online advise against cracking your knuckles, because it could cause joint inflammation, make your finger joints look bad, dislocate your joints, dry up lubricating fluid in your finger joints, or even tear tendons. However, these articles often do not cite any scientific research, or only rely on hearsay, so they are not very trustworthy. But don't worry, at Knowledge Nook, we will provide information from clear and reliable sources. Let's see what studies say about knuckle cracking. In a report from a medical university in the US, link provided in the description, scientists studied a group of 215 people, of which 20% reported cracking their knuckles regularly. The study examined the differences between those who cracked their knuckles and those who did not, but investigators found no difference between the two groups. Therefore, at least, this study suggests that cracking your knuckles does not have any harmful effects. But you may wonder if it is okay to crack them for a long period of time, or if it may have consequences later in life. Fortunately, there was a man who used himself as a research subject for 50 years. That was Dr. Donald Unger, who reported his study in the Arthritis and Rheumatism Journal. He was curious about the harm of cracking his knuckles, and started with his own fingers, cracking the two fingers of his left hand twice a day, and not cracking the fingers on his right hand. He did this continuously for 50 years, and in 1998, he reported the results. After 36,500 times of cracking, his hands were fine and looked identical, with no knuckle swelling. However, there was another controversial study, conducted in 1990, which analyzed 300 participants, aged 45 and older, concluding that those who cracked their knuckles frequently may have weaker grip strength. But in 2017, a study published in the journal Science Direct found no significant difference in grip strength between those who crack their knuckles and those who do not. In summary, up to now, there has been no study showing that cracking your knuckles can cause joint inflammation or enlarge the joint, either in the present or in old age. So if you like, go ahead and crack your knuckles. However, be careful not to overdo it, as excessive force may cause pain instead of pleasure. Additionally, many people wonder why cracking your fingers makes a popping sound. In fact, the exact reason why joints make noise when we crack them is still not fully understood. In the past, it was believed that when joints are cracked, the tendons move around the joint and create the sound. However, in 2015, the use of MRI technology to observe a person cracking their fingers provided scientists with a clearer view. They observed that there is a viscous fluid in the joint of your finger that acts as a lubricant, similar to motor oil, which does not produce any sound. But when you crack or pull your finger, the joint is stretched, and the fluid inside it forms a gas bubble. And this process of bubble formation creates the sound. However, why the sound is so loud, scientists still don't know, and the gas bubble will deflate in about 20 minutes. So if you keep cracking your joints continuously, it won't make a sound. You need to wait for 20 minutes for the gas bubble to completely deflate, then it can create a new gas bubble, and only then will it make a sound again. As of now, science has not found any danger in cracking your joints, so you can crack them with peace of mind. In fact, typing on a keyboard can be tiring on the hands, so I also crack my fingers regularly to relieve the fatigue. Therefore, if I am wrong, I will be the first to suffer the consequences, so I cannot speak falsely. Thank you for watching the video, and subscribe now to never miss a video, and let's learn together. See you again.